Hi, and welcome to another episode of SCV in the Spotlight with Casey Thorpes. We welcome you today, my viewers, because you're in for a special treat. I have a great guest. He's a wonderful person that I know you have already met in your way. But today I have him on my show so you can get to know him on a more personal level. We have the wonderful young man from Leverage, Aldis Hodge. Thank you so much. I want to go, yay! Thank you so much for coming today, Aldis.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
I'm so glad you could make it out of your busy schedule because I know you're from one end of the earth to the other.
Oh, trying to get it done.
Doing it all. So I know you are doing you're doing Leverage, and that's you're coming in on the end of the season, correct, in Leverage?
Yes, we've wrapped up the third season, but we've only aired about 3/4 of our entire season. It begins airing December 12th, Sunday nights at 9 on TNT. So
All right.
tune in.
So now, you guys make sure you watch Aldis. Is this the grand finale show?
It is.
Oh, my goodness.
It's our season finale. We have about 3 or 4 more episodes. Well, we have a 2-part season finale, so technically 4 episodes leading up to the end. So hey, we got a little something for the audience that digs us.
Yeah, well, a lot of us dig you. That's slang. I'm learning how to speak the young slang. Anyway, no, we can't wait. That's an old word, actually. That's an old word came back.
What, dig?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's old school.
All right.
My soul was born in the 70s sometime.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know about my body's catching up, but I'm old
No,
school.
you still look very young. A lot of people don't know that you are actually very, very young.
24.
24 years old.
I'm a baby.
Yes.
Yeah, I've lived a lot of life, though, so I feel like I'm 75 in my head.
You're so silly. Well, we do have a very extensive career. I was looking at all the stuff that you've done, and technically you've been working since you were literally a baby.
Yeah, I started in the business when I was 3 years old.
Wow.
It was extra work, commercials, print, all that kind of stuff, and then by some stroke of luck, my brother and I were able to nab a couple jobs on Sesame Street for a couple seasons.
Awesome.
Did
All
that
the
for a
kids
while.
want to be on Sesame Street.
It was actually very fun.
I didn't even, I need to mention that you come from a family of entertainers.
Well, yes,
technically.
my brother. Yeah,
your
my
brother
Edwin
and your
Hodge.
little sister.
Yeah, my little sister.
Tell
Yeah.
them about your brother a little bit, and your little sister. Then we get back to you because I love all of you guys, and you guys are very talented. They're the best kids. Oh, can I call you a kid?
You can call
They're
me
the best kids I've ever known, other than my own. Okay, and they're very talented people. I know your brother, Edwin Hodge. He's wonderful, and baby girl, Brianna.
Well, my brother Edwin, he's got a film coming out called Red Dawn that's slated for next year, 2011 release, done by MGM. It's a remake of the classic Red Dawn that had like Patrick Swayze. And,
you can't tell too much of his stuff because I plan on having him on the show too.
I ain't gonna say that.
I gotta get him on too.
I just put him out there.
No, but definitely I will. I'm gonna ask him to come. You gotta come on.
Oh yeah, of course. And then my little sister, she's a little baby. She's 14.
Yes.
And
Such a great young lady.
Oh, well,
talented.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy she's still growing up to be a young lady.
Yes.
My mama's doing a real good job.
Yes, she is.
And she's done a lot of voiceover work, but now as she gets older, she's catered more towards her academics. She wants to be a chemist.
Wow. Yeah, I was talking to your mom, and she was telling me that she's doing chemistry and trig, and I'm like, at 14?
Well, she has all AP classes as well.
My goodness.
So she's 14, 10th grade. She only has 2 more years, and then she's in college.
So you guys are not only talented, but you're brilliant people.
Well, Mama's brilliant. I don't know, like I done lost all my school. I jumped into college early. I started when I was 14. My brother started when he was 15, and I've been dipping in and out because of my work.
Right.
Leverage, we shoot in Portland.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Portland.
So it's not that's different.
Yeah.
Oh, that's real different. So
Real
you're out there
different,
cold,
yeah.
huh?
Yeah, it rains a lot, but I'm used to it. Grew up, raised on the East Coast, so it's nice to get back to a little bit of East Coast weather. But
Oh, really?
yeah, it takes me out of school for a bit.
Are you in school currently?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Me and school have not seen each other since 2006 because in 2006 I was attending Art Center College of Design because I was going for architecture product design, which I love.
Oh my goodness.
But
yeah, you draw too.
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
a very talented man. We got to get into your talents. Because I know, now let me tell you what I know, what I personally witnessed.
You know.
I know something. No. I know that you play the violin.
I practice.
No, you play.
I practice.
I know that you play the clarinet.
Oh, yeah, I used to. Yeah.
Yes. I know that you dance. You do
dance.
formal dance. You do
Yeah.
the what is it, foxtrot and stuff. A
Yeah,
little bit of ballet.
I used to do ballet. Grew up tapping, doing
Oh, my
ballet. My brother and I, when we were young, we did a show on Broadway called Showboat. So we learned waltz, and we learned a lot of classical dances just from our castmates and from the environment we were in. It was a very there was like an air of prestige there because we were dealing with so many old, seasoned veterans in acting that they had a lot of class to bring to the table, and we just fed off of it.
So, do you prefer Broadway theater versus the television acting? Is there a preference here?
Depends. I mean, Broadway sets the tone for the basics. The foundation of what acting is. I think when you bring it to the screen, you have to figure out how to shift the emotions, I think, in a much more subtle way. Yeah, you got to figure out. But the thing about Broadway is the reason it sets the tone is because you have to be present as an actor 24/7. You can't go on stage and there's no take one, take two. You don't. If you mess up, you got to keep going. You have to figure it out.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to learn how to just be quick on your feet, improv a little bit sometimes with your surroundings, your environment.
I think that makes people better actors, quality-wise.
Well, it does because when people get on screen, if you're on screen for the first time, you can tell when somebody's fresh and new because they're figuring it out. They don't know their space. They're not very comfortable, and they're not very comfortable with themselves and the choices they make. Broadway forces you to be comfortable. Like I said, when you're on that stage, you have to bring it. Regardless of whether you're ensemble cast, a lead role, it doesn't matter. Everybody has to bring their A game. So when you shift to transfer that to TV is much more subtle. It's much more real depending on the type of TV that you're doing. Broadway's very big and blah, so there's some comedy that's like that, but usually TV, especially when it comes to drama, much more real, much more subtle, and you have to figure out how to work those nuances in there, but it's best to have some kind of live interaction in your career to set you off, Broadway or stage or whatever. It's just any kind of stage work is great for an actor.
Well, other than the stage work that you've done, what other training have you done? I know you've done voice too. See.
Well, the wonderful thing about the blessing that we've been handed down in our career is the fact that we've always been able to learn on the job. Like I said, we started with doing extra work, which is an experience all its own.
I've done extra work. I know the experience. That's why I'm not doing it anymore.
Well, I'll tell you this much. For anybody who does extra work, who makes a career out of it, I have much respect for them because extras are very necessary to any production.
Exactly.
As necessary as everybody else. But what they go through is so much more than what everybody else goes through. So I have a lot of respect for them.
We're the peasants of the show, but I've done it and it was fun. I did it for the fun and the food.
Yes, exactly. And if you can get through the day doing it for that, then God bless you.
I was young. I was young. I couldn't do it now. I'll tell you that.
But for anybody that does I have a lot of respect for them. But we always been put in positions where we could learn on the job. Like I said, when we did Sesame Street, that was basically a stage play because, sitting on there's all these fluffy animals around, people, puppeteers talking, doing this 24/7.
You're like, what is going on?
It was a very
here?
wild world, but you got to learn how people were in their element. And then when we got to
props.
Broadway, it was a very different environment because backstage was very different than on stage. You know, backstage you see people just take their time. They're very comfortable. It's their home more than their job. So we'll be on set, you know, I mean on stage in a whole big ensemble scene and people are just talking smack, joking, and living it up. And it's like, wait a minute, what? You know?
Well, that's why you're so comfortable now. You look at you. You do this,
you.
and you look so comfortable. And I think everything that
Thank you.
you're almost. It's like if they didn't know you, they'd say, you know how people say, oh, they're always on. They're Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? But that's just your natural who you are.
This is what I do.
Yeah.
I've fashioned a good part of my life around my passion. It's not who I am, but it is what I plan to continue doing for the rest of my life. And
awesome.
I better find some way to get comfy with it.
Well, let me ask you this. I know you also have some a business venture that you're working on.
Oh, yes.
How's that going?
It's going. Like I said,
Tell us
I went to
about it.
college for product design, and for my subject, I chose watches, horology. And after that, after I did my little project for it, I really enjoyed the study of horology and timekeeping, and I always wanted to go into something in design because architecture was really my main focus. And then it was like, okay, I designed vehicles as well, jets, motorcycles, cars.
Wow.
Then I saw the watches. I kind of got stuck on it. So I'm really enjoying that. Officially started my company this year.
Awesome.
Traveled to Switzerland on some
What's the name of
business
the
this year.
company?
It's called Basil Timepiece.
Basil.
Yes, that is my middle name. So.
Okay, well that makes sense.
It's a family name. My brother's got it. My dog's name is Basil.
Oh my goodness. It is definitely in the family.
It's a family name. At first it was going to be Hodge, but there was another company that had a similar name, so they wouldn't let me take that. I said, all right.
Really?